Season's greetings, Wastelanders, and happy holidays. Cregen here with a Fallout 76 camp build, my very own comic and toy shop, just in time for the holiday shopping season. In one store, we have shelves displaying the Hubris Comics heroes, the Unstoppables, and for the younger adventurers, the other store functions as a toy shop featuring the best secondhand and slightly irradiated toys we could find. There's snacks and popcorn inside, so let's take a look. I've built this camp up as two separate shops separated by a hall, as I felt the decor needed a bit of spacing to differentiate the themes. In the comic shop, we have themed magazine racks from the C.A.M.P store featuring the amazing adventures of our intrepid heroes, a bit of merchandise over here, and if you promise to wash your hands before handling the comics, we have snacks including popcorn and Nuka-Cola. On the other side, we have our toy store carrying, as said before, the best selection of high-quality used toys. Keeping an eye on things and occasionally performing quality control inspections is Daphne. Let's do a quick rundown of how all this comes together, and once we have the shop finished, where we need to go to find merchandise. I've chosen Morgantown for the location due to its vicinity to Vault-Tec University, but so far, the only traffic I've gotten is from ghouls, raiders, and Graham, and he only buys comics to look at the pictures. This is a pretty standard box building, nothing particularly crazy, but there are a few tricks that I want to point out, including a neat way to keep wires mostly hidden, and a cool trick to fill all the spaces on the display shelf, assuming that whatever you're trying to stock can fit between the shelves. To get the railings out front to snap to the concrete foundations, place the contemporary porch first, careful not to connect two sloping roofs in a row, or it will actually snap slightly lower than the previous foundation. Come to think of it, that might actually be a handy trick for later. Place the railings, remove the contemporary porches, and replace with concrete foundations. The next trick is wire management, and this method does a fairly good job at hiding them, but is only useful if you don't have a floor you plan on using above. Place a set of platform stairs in the back corner and attach the wire mesh floors. If we want to enclose the staircase, you will need to alternate placing floors and walls so that everything has a place to snap to. Once the floor is in place, put half walls around the top, place a generator, and run any wiring through the mesh floors. Once you have everything in place, you can swap the mesh for wooden floors, and just keep in mind if you need to move a wire, you'll need to switch back. For the porch supports out front, place an overlapping half floor and use that to snap the supports in place. To reach the ground and to avoid clipping on the foundations, temporarily remove the foundations, place half-height supports, and replace the floors. For the display shelves, I'm using the utility wall shelf from the C.A.M.P store, which is roughly half the length of the larger floor models. Attach the shelf on a wall somewhere, place your small decoration, and line up on the shelf. The two merge fairly easily, though picking it up again usually requires accessing it from the side. Start with the second shelf and slide the third shelf underneath. Repeat for the other side, and you can place your items on the top and bottom shelves without the need of the utility wall shelf. Now that we more or less have the toy store stocked, let's continue by stocking the shelves for our future comic connoisseurs. Let's open a browser on our PC and go to fo76map.com. There's a link in the description below. Here, we can play with the filters to see all the potential spawn points for magazines and comics, and if we equip Handpicktographist, we can pinpoint exactly where it is once we've gotten a bit closer. These are not static spawns, however, and more often than not come up empty. Your best bet is to move on, reload the server, and run through again. Now that we have a decent selection of comics and magazines, we can begin stocking the shelves and finishing up the decor. Well folks, there you go. Now you too can build your very own Wasteland comic book store. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, and to stay up to date on future videos and content, be sure to subscribe. I'm Cregen, reminding you to visit your own local Wasteland comic shop this season.